Okay, so this video is going to show you how to calculate the mean, the median, and the mode for numbers using Excel. So the first thing I need to acknowledge is that I'm working with a data set that has not yet been cleaned, and that's very important because if we were to calculate the ages in this column here, I would have problems that would impact the results because I've got missing numbers here. If I had errors in here, it would mess up my calculations. So I'm going to work with column K here because it's talking about the victim's ages, and this actually has already been cleaned, so everything's good to go here. Now, this is a fairly large data set, but there are really ginormous data sets out there, and I would hate to have to scroll all the way to the bottom if I were working with, 10,000 entries. So use Control and then your arrow keys, and it'll jump you right down to the last entry, which is really, really convenient. So here we are at the bottom here. Now I cannot start doing my calculations in the very next row because later this could mess up things. It could include, because they're right side by side, this cell and this, it could include them in future calculations, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go down a few rows. I'm going to go over here, and the first thing I'm going to do is type in mean, then I'm going to type in median, then I'm going to type in mode. So going over to this area for mean, we want to calculate this, and before I do calculate that for you, I just want to remind you that this is the number that would be all of the values that are in this column divided by the number of values. So if we took this and we divided it by 2, we added it all up and then divided it by 255, we would get the average or mean of these numbers. But Excel can do that really, really easily. So we're going to use the equal sign like we always do, and we're going to write average, and then we're going to use the parentheses, and we're going to go to K2, which is the very top number, not K1, because that's where our title is here, column title. And then we're going to do, whoops, I have to do that again. We're going to do, whoops, average, K2, and then we're going to use a colon, which will indicate that we want all the numbers in between, and K256. Close it and hit enter. So the average age of the victims is just over 30 years old, almost 31 years old. Now we want to calculate the median, which is the middle value of an ordered list. So we have this all in order, youngest to oldest, and if we were to look at the exact middle of these 255 entries, that would be our median. But we can do that very simply with Excel. So we'll do equal again, median, parentheses, K2, colon, K256, parentheses, and then hit enter. So the average, the exact middle of this whole list is going to be the age 27 of the victims. Now we want the mode, and this is the value that is the most common. So what age is the most common of the victims' ages? So, maybe it's, we saw a lot of 13-year-olds in there. Maybe it's 13. I see a lot of 58-year-olds in here. Maybe it's 58. But it could be that we have more than one age. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4 58-year-olds here. If there's the other highest number of victims is 13, and we've got the same number of 13-year-olds as 58-year-olds who are victims, we need more space for that. So we don't want just this one cell. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this cell, give us more space here. Hold on just a second, go like that. And then I'm going to type in mode.molt. And this is going to give us the ability to get more than one answer here. So I'm going to go K2, colon, K256, and then hit enter. So in our case, there actually is only one number that came up as the most often the age of the victim, so it's 25. But again, we could have had more than one number here. So that is how you calculate these things, and you'll be doing this with your own data.